Hey there, friends. I'm gonna work for a mallet with you. Hey, y'all. Welcome to my studio. Not much has changed since last week. Ooh, this is getting warm too. Not much has changed in the studio since last week, except a few more things have been brought in. The studio is kind of filling up because we've just got stuff going on and trying to declutter the house and the car, and so which meant that we got more clutter in here. It is what it is. So, welcome, and uh, yeah, welcome. We have work to do. We have a bunch of things to talk about because our life might be turning upside down soon, and it already feels like it is. So, let's get to wood burning and talking about life updates and stuff and everything that's going on. I don't feel heat coming off of that yet. One of the cool updates, or at least this is like one of the things I'm the most excited about right now, is you see out this window. You see out this window? There's like some branches right in front of the window. That's a willow tree that I have planted inside of a huge pot. Pot fell over at work, broke in the wind over the weekend. Boss said, "Hey, I can't sell it like that. You can have it." So I brought it home. It's like the top part of it is shattered, but the base, like the big bulk of it, is just fine. So I stuck that tree in it. That tree was going in the burn pile, getting thrown out, and I put it in there, and I've been watering it, and it's got nice soil in there now. And I have it sitting underneath of the AC like drainage thing for all of the stuff, and so there's like basically a constant drip out of there from the AC condensation in our attic. So there's like a constant drip right there. So it's getting water all day, every day. The hotter it gets, the more water it gets, because the AC is working harder. So there's more condensation happening. So like the drip speed up. So like at night, it's not really getting all that much water usually. Like it slows down the amount of condensation that's forming. But during the day, basically the whole day, it's dripping. So it doesn't necessarily get a whole lot of sunshine, which is what would be most ideal. Like it'd be best if it was getting a lot of sunshine and a lot of water. But I think it'll still be happy enough with just a lot of water and a little bit of sunshine. So looks like this bad boy is ready to go. We're gonna get started wood burning. Now I remember last time I was wood burning, I figured out and learned a new technique that better made my lines more accurate. But now, as I'm sitting here, I'm not sure I remember what the technique was. But here we are. Here we are. So. I think I remember what it was. It was that I shouldn't push down on it. I just want to gently go across it. That's the difference. That's the key. That's what we're aiming for. By world turning upside down, we've got some big things happening in our life. And so we will keep you informed but I don't want to fill you in on the details really until we really know what's going to happen. Uh, but but truth be told, looks like it's pretty high chance we're about to move. Not out of the state of Texas, not away from the city of Keene, but out of this apartment. Um, and what that means for the live stream, I don't quite know, because the place where we might be moving, it is not very easy to get in it, which is a very good problem to have. So that's one of my favorite problems to have. It's not enough in it. So, but we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna see. We'll see how everything works out. But it's beginning to look pretty likely. So. One of the other things that's developed is that, I don't know if it's the past week. I don't remember how long it's been, because like time goes really slowly sometimes, and I can feel within myself. There's a metaphor I like to use for depression, which is like there are like the waves, right? Which might really just be more like a very temporary spell of like sadness, right? Or maybe a temporary time of mourning or something. But then there's the tides, and the tides are more gradual and more slow, and so I think of like a real substantial bout of depression usually more like a tide. I like to use that metaphor of a tide. And I feel within myself, or I have felt the past week or so, a bit of that starting to set in. And I can see it most visibly in my productivity. That's at this stage, at least, that's where the thing it affects the most is just my ability to stay productive. Hey, Dad. So, hey, glad you're here. I'm talking about how this past week I've started to feel like I might be moving into a season of depression. I get depressed from time to time, and often it comes in the form of like seasons or like tide. And so that's what I was talking about is I feel something like that coming on. I can see it in my productivity levels. Normally it takes 6 days of hard work or 10 days of medium work to burn me out, for me to get burnt out of and not want to be productive, to need some time to be unproductive. Whereas when I am slumping or have slumped into a depression, it often takes 20 minutes to 40 minutes for me to feel overwhelmed and burnout. Like burnout goes from more than a week to less than an hour. So my productivity has gone down quite a bit this week, and the goal during these periods, my goal is to just maintain enough activity and productivity to get done the bare necessity costs, which is kind of, in some ways it's good for me, because it reminds me what are the most important things that I can't bear to lose, right? So sometimes in the rush of life, it can be easy to forget what those things are, but during times like this, I gotta lean on that. I gotta lean on those, because those are the only things I've got that I can get myself to do. So anyway, if you have any questions about that, you're certainly welcome to ask. But yeah, so that's been part of my struggle this week. We've also got some family difficulties, which is what might be leading to us potentially moving in the next couple weeks. Um, so we'll see. By the end of this, the studio will have changed. I think probably, most likely. I think the most likely outcome is that the studio will have changed to a new location. It's not guaranteed. Nothing's for sure. Obviously, nothing ever is certain. But that's the way it's looking right now. So we are probably going to be doing a move. Still a local move. We won't be like, changing jobs or states or cities or anything, but it's pretty likely that we're going to be changing homes, locations. So, and I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not super emotionally attached to this rental that we have, so I think the possible news situation could end up being really good for us and good for the people involved. So we'll just have to kind of play it by ear, and we'll see. See how God leads. I am excited to announce that we have plans to do a celebration video. We're planning on doing filming for the video on Friday, and that's, in case you hadn't heard yet, that's to celebrate my first patron. I currently have one patron, so we're gonna celebrate that one patron. Plain and simple. That video is gonna be all dedicated to my first patron. They're not my first ever patron, but they're my first patron this time around. So, because this is not my first rodeo. At one point, I was looking at the history, and at one point, I was actually making a good little chunk of money from my Patreon. And that during that time is when I made a YouTube video every week, and I also, that was the same year when I made like a video every day for like 2 weeks because of Wasteland Weekend. I made a vlog every day. So that was the year when I made the most money on Patreon. So, and fair enough. That's also the year I was making the most the largest amount and quality of public media. Like I was making quite a bit of it. So it makes sense that would be the biggest year for my Patreon. It's also the case that like what my Patreon is for has changed, so which is part of why I didn't keep a lot of those patrons, because back then my Patreon was to support my YouTube videos, whereas nowadays my Patreon is to support my writing, so my story writing. So, yep. There we go. We got some of the arrows and such are done. So that's good. Now we're gonna start doing some lines. We'll do the diamonds. Erica's gotta go. It's time for board meeting. That's what she's doing tonight. probably going to be a shorter video today, just because I've got some things I want to do before she gets home. And we are blessed to have a community that mostly doesn't need long, drawn-out board meetings. The board meetings are usually pretty concise and to the point, so that's good. One of the only real hard thing, I shouldn't say the only, one of the hard things, probably definitely the hardest thing about the move we might be making is that Luna, our dog, is seriously going to need to adjust her habits because she's going to most likely become an outdoor dog. She might in the future be an indoor dog. Hopefully we'd like that, but it looks like most likely, at least at first, she's going to be an outdoor dog. So that's going to be a pretty hard transition, I think, for her. She's always been an indoor dog, indoor and outdoor dog. So transitioning to being an outdoor dog, I think, is probably going to be pretty hard for her because she's also very clingy. She does not do well when we're not around. So I suspect that will get even amplified by not getting to have us around. Like, she sleeps, right next to our bed. So I think it's probably going to be hard for her. But I think she'll be okay. She's a dog that has been through a lot of transitions. So, gotta go. Dad says he's got to go. Take it easy, Dad. Thank you for dropping by. I'm glad you came by to see. So. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, and it is what it is. That's the way things are sometimes. You both as a dog and as a person, you kind of just gotta learn to be flexible sometimes, and, even when you don't want to be, unfortunately. So. Hey, who's here? Welcome. Glad you're here. I'm doing some wood burning. You can see the pattern kind of starting to come alive there. Dodo or doo-doo. I think I might call it doo-doo. I think that's slightly funnier. Because what is the ultimate symbol of doing things if it's not a hammer? Hit that like button. There's a thumbs up there. You're certainly welcome to hit that. Honestly, YouTube will let you hit it even if you're not enjoying the video. So you're certainly welcome to hit it even if you don't actually like this video. But anyway. go, putting more lines on it there. There we are. There's only one of you on here, so if you don't mind me asking, I'd love to know who I have with me. If you want to quick make a comment in the comment bar, that'd be cool. And then I can say hi. I mean, I can say hi now. Hello, hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here. But I feel like it means more if I know who I'm saying hi to. So that's why like people talk about um, anonymity on the internet, and I don't. I mean, when I was younger, I did see the value. I thought it was an important thing, and I still understand the value of it. But over time, I have come to appreciate it less because I think each other's names and knowing each other's identities and connecting with people is really like that's what life is kind of all about. It's what's meaningful is like knowing who you're talking to, you know. So anyway, say hi in the comments. Uh, but you're also welcome not to. I mean, this is a place where um, there is as much freedom as humanly possible. So personally, and am a sometimes absurdly strong believer in the value of freedom. Look at that there. It's coming together. I think it's looking good. I think these straight lines, the straight line section, I think is a bit easier um, than some of these other like almost straight lines. Like see like so on the sides of the owl and all these circles, they're harder than straight lines, except that if you mess up a circle, no one is surprised, right? Like nobody expects you to get a circle perfectly, especially when you're drawing something organic like a cactus in this case. But when you're drawing this line that's not perfectly straight, but also design wise it kind of is in a different way, like messing that up, it's really obvious that you messed it up. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of hard to do and do it right. Whereas these lines, they're small, they're straight, they're geometric. They're honestly relatively easy compared to these lines. They're still, it's not easy making a straight line. Don't get me wrong, but it's more. It feels like I'm practicing with the tool more than it feels like I'm like just trying not to mess up. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if you even want to hear me say stuff like that, but I enjoy talking about what I'm doing just because when I watch videos, that's half of what most of the videos I watch are is like some bushcrafter doing a thing, and he's telling you how he does the thing. That's all. That's all it is. Well, bushcrafter or Minecrafter, because this week I've gotten back into Minecraft for the first time in a long time. That's an experience. Minecraft has changed in the past 7 years. It's been about 6 or 7 years since I played regularly. I did play for a short time, a year or two ago, but I have not played consistently for 6 or 7 years. And the game of Minecraft is a lot different than it was. It has changed quite drastically, which is both good and bad, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I still enjoy the game just as much probably, but it's also like I'm having to like learn a bunch of new things, which is kind of cool. When you go back to a game that you have played as much as I've played Minecraft, it's like it's kind of weird and a cool sensation to have to relearn the game. I've never really gone through that before. Like, I don't know. But it's kind of cool. Ooh, we've done enough wood burning I can smell it. I like that smell. Honestly, most of the scent comes from the iron itself, not from from the wood. I feel like all the pores on this probably get sealed up with this, but like there's all the burnt coal or whatever, charcoal that's coming off of the wood burner. I think that's what I'm smelling. After a while, I swear it gets a little bit hotter and it just goes faster. Like I mean, it's like butter at this point, which is oh there we go. We get all those triangles. So there we go. You can see what I mean. Like the lines have gotten thicker as I've gone. These lines here are thicker than the previous one, but we are almost ready to erase all the pencil that's on the handle. So that'll be cool. Soon. Yeah, see, look how thick those lines are getting compared to what I was doing before. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Sorry, this is so concentrated. I feel like I'm not nearly as good at making conversation when I'm concentrated on a project like this one. Whew, there we go. Here, let me set this down for a second, and I'll show you what we got so far. There's the handle. You can see the name there, the doo-doo. There's the owl on the cactus. And go further around, and there we go. That's the design so far. That's basically almost everything that'll be on the handle. The difference is the final product. These will all be filled in with black, so there'll be some design differences, obviously, because of that. But and then I don't know exactly what I'll do with the other part, but because I don't really like the line work that goes around here all that much, so I'm trying to think of something else maybe to do with that. We'll have to wait and see. So see what I can think of. But We'll think of something. We'll think of something. So next up, I think next up we'll probably do this bear and this lettering. That's the plan. So it's been good this week. And for those of you who don't know, uh, my dream is to someday be a writer. I write a lot of different types of stories. I'm thinking about getting into some children's stories and doing some illustrating. Got some poems that are recently that I just published to Patreon. So if you're curious to see what I write, or if you'd like to be a part of the process of deciding, like making decisions about stories and how they should go, um, I'm always looking for input, and the place I go first for input, I was gonna say the first place I go for input is my Patreon, but that's not actually true. The first place I go for input is my wife, but but the second place I go for input for my stories is on Patreon. So if you want to be a part of those stories, or contribute to those stories, or if you have ideas for different types of stories, all it takes is $1 a month, and that gives you access to all of them. But if you don't pay the $1 a month, you still have access to some of them. So just so you can still go to that website to see them. You just um, yeah, you won't be able to see all of them, which is fine. So anyway, uh, that's the main thing I've got going on in my life right now, in terms of artistically, is writing. I'm writing every single day. Starting small, we'll get more and more. So right now, I'm writing for 20 minutes a day, and every 2 months it increases by another 20 minutes. So um, yeah, I'm excited about that. I love doing it. It's the highlight of my day almost every day. Um, some of it is transcribing things I've said, like when I've spoken up front or something. And but a lot of it is poetry. A lot of it is stories. Some of them are like big scale stories, like novels, or is one of the things I'm working on, and yeah, stuff like that. So there's a million different things. A lot of it's sci-fi, a lot of it's fantasy. There's just a lot of stuff. Most of the poetry these days is about Texas because I work outside in Texas, and the Texas heat is a big personality in my life. So um, you're welcome to check that out. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, you should give me a thumbs up. And also, if you didn't know, you have to set up your channel in order to put comments in. Because I'd love to see you in the chat next time. I'd love to be able to talk with you and hear from you a little bit, and chit chat, and just know who's watching, because I enjoy knowing who's watching. Because usually we have like between 3 and 4 people. Today we had 3 at one point, but 2 and 1 for most of it. And so yeah, that'd be awesome. I have something cool I'm going to show you guys next week. Somebody gave us a huge gift that they made themselves, for me and Erica, and I'm really excited to show it to you guys. I'm going to show it to you guys next week, though, because hopefully Erica will be here, and I'll show it to you with her. That's the plan. So, yeah, stay well, hit that bell, and I will see you next week, same time, same place. I look forward to it. Hopefully you do too. So there we go. But awesome. See you next week.